It's kind of slow for me to do an introduction. I don't even know. I mean, this guy right here, we put him on the mic. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
How you gonna hate on Nas New York State of Mind?
Rellism Sports Talk episode 1. Actually, Rellism Sports Talk episode 151, part 2. We are back with the GOAT, Brandon. He's the GOAT at everything in his mind. And if you disagree, he'll debate you at any time. The producer, Jared's in the house, whether on the scenes, behind the scenes. He keeping our show extra clean. And that's my brother, Derrick, a brother from another mother. You keep talking about them Dolphins, he gonna come and get you. He always confident in his teams, but they just shattered. And I'm Terrell, host with the most, winning all debates. It ain't even close. Yo, Rellism Sports Talk is back. Thank y'all for watching on YouTube. Listen on Spotify and Anchor, Facebook, Instagram, at Rellism Pod on Twitter. The producer's always telling me to look up.
So we got a link, in the description. Patreon, go in there. You're gonna log in. You're gonna help support the show. All the proceeds go to help my man buy some new equipment. Get the mics.
They saying I'm ghetto. That's all.
I mean, we got going on right here. There's like 4 screens going on. People don't even know what it takes to get this thing going. So log in, support, throw some money. It don't have to be much. A little monetary don't hurt.
$5 a month.
$5 a month. That ain't hurting nobody.
And he's a veteran. And we got a patient. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to do things. I don't like to beg for nothing. I ain't ask for nothing. He's do it for him.
Lord, man, don't put me on the bus like that.
Get on Patreon, give you out a Patreon version.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to do other things, man. Y'all don't even know about it, but we got something we're working out, doing something every week at a local restaurant for our university in the area. I ain't trying to give away no love, but thank you, Marcus. Hey, much love for Marcus. Not my son, Marcus. I love him too, but it's another dude that's helping us do these things. 360 painting. Locally in Harrisonburg, quality work, top customer service, affordable pricing. It's all angles are covered. 360 paint. You know what I'm saying? Rellism Sports Talk, where we talk about Hall of Famers, to the local talent, to the big time storyline.
Go.
Hey, here we go. Big time storyline, divisional round. Ain't none of our teams in it, so it makes it even funner because we get to just tell our opinions. We have no bias to it, nothing else. This is going to be fun. This is the elite time. This is the elite where we can make money. We talk about spreads, covering, who's going to do what, sleeper players if you do a DFS. First game, Brandon, because we nailed some stuff last week.
Yeah, I think we did pretty solid.
Yo, we was nailing it last week. If anybody took up our words, y'all made some money. Simple as that. Brandon, Jaguars. Chiefs team from last year getting this team in the playoffs. Playing against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chiefs won earlier, but they had 3 turnovers. They only won by 10. Patrick Mahomes has never lost in 4 shots in the divisional round. He's got 8 playoff wins by himself. The Jaguars have 8 as a team. The Jaguars trailed in 9 of their last 10 games. 6 of them by double digits. And they won 7 of them. But the biggest story of it is they came back, the 3rd biggest comeback playoff history last week. We got, the confidence is exuberant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me why the Jaguars have a chance to win. Because neither team has lost since December 4th. Why are they confident to win?
Honestly, I don't know why they are confident to win, because I don't think it's going to be a game at all. So that's my opinion. I don't see how they
almost won.
I think the Chiefs a little bit better.
I think they're a little bit better too, but I also saw them lose to the Colts.
Yeah.
Right? Keith, tell me why the Jaguars, because you rocked the Jaguars hat on the show when they put your Steelers in last year. I will never forget that because that was class act by you. Can the Jaguars have a chance to win? They're on the road. They're confident.
Yes.
When you're confident, you run through a wall.
I actually really like the Jaguars. I'm going to tell you why, because...
Tell me why. Look, you got me doing the Backstreet Boys shit. That's supposed to be Bobby Brown. Go ahead.
Bobby Brown.
I've been rolling with their defense all year. I used them a lot in fantasy this year. They cause
Did you win?
turnovers. They got a young.
Did
He
you
ain't
win?
make playoff. He ain't make playoff.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'll be
You
there
playing
next
with the
year.
Jaguars defense, and you didn't make the playoffs. You
I got
better fix
hit
that
in
argument.
injuries. But anyway, they don't. They're playing with house money basically. They don't even. They're feeling like they can't. They have nothing to lose. They're going to be all out. Doug Peterson played and coached under Andy Reid. Doug Peterson's a hell of a coach, dude. Like he has already got a Super Bowl under his belt. I really feel good about the Jags tomorrow. Every time I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like every time the Jags have been in the playoffs, they've gotten to the AFC Championship game.
You know what's funny?
They lost to
Since
Denver in the 90s. They
2017,
lost to the
it's been
Patriots a
one.
couple years ago.
I don't know. Shaman Jr. talked all over you, Keith.
I know,
couldn't
right?
remember.
I tell you, he's right. It's been either one of these two teams in every AFC championship since 17 or 16. To the
Wow,
Chiefs or the Jags in AFC
Yeah.
championship.
that's crazy.
And I like Trevor Lawrence, and I like the weapons they got. I
Oh,
like
You
that
would.
Jags defense, man.
Now people like Trevor Lawrence. When I was
I
talking about
don't.
Trevor Lawrence, everybody's dogging.
I ain't gonna
had him on my
ever
fantasy
like him.
team.
All right, you brought up Peterson. Peterson's been under Andy Reid's wing. So who do you feel more confident in, Derrick? Peterson, who does have a Super Bowl championship, like you said, with a backup Nick Foles quarterback, or Andy Reid, who could never win with the Eagles, but he happened to win with Patrick Mahomes. Who you have more confidence in as a coach, a game planner?
I like Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
I like
Why is
Andy.
that?
I mean, just the play scheme that he's got out there with Kansas City, with Mahomes. He's kind of revolutionized that offense a little bit. Some of the stuff they do isn't necessarily conventional, but it works for them. And I think the players follow him. They're going to follow him to the end. I just like him. I don't have to really go too in depth. I just think that he's just the better coach right now for that situation.
I mean, I'm with you. The resume speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have somebody the caliber of Patrick Mahomes, it kind of helps you a little bit. But what can we say?
I mean, I'm not trying to rain on Keith's parade, but I just don't think. I think the Jags are a Cinderella story right now. I don't think Lawrence has it in him. I'm not saying he's not a great quarterback. He doesn't have potential to be. But right now, he just doesn't have that moxie. When it comes to play, not necessarily, man. I think that he has lacked confidence in himself. And right now, I just think that Kansas City is going to run all over him. I mean, they're +9. I'm going to take them points all day.
In the words of Scooby-Doo, what do you mean? 4 interceptions in the first half, and they were getting destroyed.
Okay,
then he came back in the second half.
Are
And
you
threw
going
4 touchdowns.
are you going to say that 4 interceptions against the
Yeah,
Chiefs?
it's gonna be a different story.
Different story.
Okay, we are talking about a different story, but they were down 27-0 at home. You don't think you have to have a certain moxie to come back?
I
from
don't
this?
see the confidence in him. I think he's doing what he can do, but I don't think he's to his potential yet. I think give him another year.
KC's not easy to win in. I mean, it's not
KC's
gonna be.
not easy to win in, but have they looked like Pace? I feel like each year they diminish in certain roles. Do you feel like they're that scary right now?
I mean, honestly, no one in AFC has really looked great. Bengals did. I mean, this past week, Bengals didn't even look good at all. I don't think.
To that.
Well, no, but I mean, right now, out of all of them, I'd probably bet on them.
So since we are at the end of January, we're getting closer to March Madness. Don't we say this in college basketball when the tournament's on? A team that's hot, a team that gets hot in their conference tournament, a team that gets hot and they get confidence and they go and they roll through. I've seen it year after year after year. The Jaguars are getting confident, right, Keith? I think that's what makes them scary.
They're too young to know better that they ain't supposed to win this game.
I agree. So as we do on the Elite Show, we like to dive into the point spreads and who's going to be the elite person to put their team over the top. All right, Derrick, since you already talked about the point spread, the Jaguars are plus what, 9.5?
9.5.
9.5 on the road to the Chiefs. First of all, who do you think is going to win and cover? Either way.
9.5 against Kansas City. I want to take the points. I'm gonna put the money on the Jags to try.
I got it at 9 right now.
Yeah, I think so. It's moved probably since I've looked at it. I think, man, that's a tough one. I mean, it's just not quite out. If I'm a betting man, and I'm gonna put my money out. I'm gonna take 9.5 on the Jags and just hope they cover. I don't think they win. You know what I mean? I just think that they cover that 9.
So they cover.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they cover.
Keith, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think they cover because I really believe they have a shot at winning.
I'm with you. Brandon, go ahead. Because me and Brandon was killing it last week, yo. Go ahead.
I'll take the Chiefs to cover 9.5.
Chiefs gonna win by 10
Yeah.
or more.
Scary bet, but I like it.
You feel confident with that?
Yeah, pretty confident.
All right. So if the Chiefs are gonna win, who's gonna be the difference maker that's gonna put it over the top? Because people play DFS. I know I played DFS and I won 5 leagues last week when it
Yeah.
done. Who's gonna be that guy on the team for the Chiefs to get those points and win?
Well, I mean, you can say the obvious, but the best tight end in the league. But I'm
I mean,
gonna
but
go
he ain't
with,
looked like it the past few weeks.
They did a good job of trying to shut down the pass. So I'm gonna say it's McKinnon and Pacheco. It's gonna be the running game.
Running game, okay? Because
Yeah, and the defense is gonna generate some turnovers. I think they'll show up.
okay. Who you got, Derrick? Who's the guy for the Chiefs? You think the Chiefs are gonna win, but the Jaguars will cut?
I gotta go with Brandon. I think Pacheco.
running game.
I think the running game, and I think that Lawrence has not seen a defense like this. They're gonna be too fast for him. I think.
Okay. Keith, what you got? Who's the guy for the Chiefs? If they're gonna win and cover, who's gonna be that guy?
I think it's going to be one of those. It's probably either going to be Kelsey or it could be Kadarius Toney. I mean, he looked
Tony.
He's been looking good, better each week for them.
I'm with you. If the Chiefs are gonna win, I think it is gonna be. I think somebody like Kadarius Toney is gonna do it because I think the running backs are obvious. I think McKinnon is gonna be somebody they're already gonna be looking at. He might catch 3 balls, but it might be 3 touchdowns. You know what I mean? I think it is gonna be one of these wide receivers, and I have no faith in Juju or in MVS or whatever. You know what I mean? So I agree with that. On the other side, Brandon, if the Jaguars can win this game and shock the world and go to the AFC Championship game, who would it take to have a stellar game to do that?
ATN has to do something, man.
ETN. Why is that?
Because he hasn't been doing anything. And if, they got to keep it close. I think Ingram's gonna do his thing. I think he's almost unguardable.
That's crazy too.
I know, isn't it? But I think it's gonna have to be ATN.
ETN. Who you got, Keith? If the Jaguars are gonna win, what's it gonna take?
It's all about Trevor Lawrence, man.
Lawrence.
Doing
what? Throwing, running what?
Just not turning the ball over, doing the run, getting out of the pocket, making plays, finding the receivers. Zay Jones, I think, is gonna. He's been coming up big for them all year. So, and they got Christian Kirk. I mean, they can win, dude. I'm telling you.
They've got play.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
We look at
turnovers.
Yeah, we look at the Chiefs, without Tyreek Hill, whatever. We're out here grabbing at straws talking about Kadarius Toney. You know what I mean? And you talk about all the wide receivers the Jaguars have. I feel what you're saying. Derrick, if the Jaguars go in, what's it going to take?
I think it is those receivers. I'm sitting here looking at stats, and I think it has to be Kirk or Jones because they're going to shut down. I think they're going to shut down your main receivers. So you're going to have to look for those guys underneath and just hope for three or 4 first downs, maybe a touchdown out of one of them. Small plays are going to equal big gains for these guys. I think, because they're sitting at 74, 78. Kirk and Jones are literally 4 yards apart in the postseason right now.
Yeah.
So
I agree with mostly everything y'all are saying. But I think, like Brandon said, I think ETN is the key. I think it's the key because the Chiefs I don't think people realize this. They are the second highest sacks. They had the second highest sack total besides the Eagles in the NFL. ETN's a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield. The Chiefs struggle with that with their linebackers, with pass catches out the backfield. I think he has to get the ball. And plus, the more he runs good, that keeps Patrick Mahomes off the field.
Yep.
It keeps him off the field. So I agree with the ETN. If I have to pick, I'm taking the Jaguars with the 9.5 because I feel like they're going to make this close because the Chiefs, every time you think they're going to blow out a team, like Denver and all these other teams they played, it's way closer than we thought it was going to be. And the Jaguars
I'm so
are
excited
hot.
about this game.
Yeah, the Jaguars are hot, and I feel like Doug Peterson is a coach that never gets rattled. You're down that big, and you come back and win and keep that confidence. Trevor Lawrence, he's turning that corner.
I think
and next year he's gonna be powerful.
put too much confidence in Trevor Lawrence, man.
I'm just saying he was number one pick for a reason. He was
See.
compared to be the greatest quarterback since Andrew Luck and all these other guys when he came out for a reason. He beat Alabama, and you know what I'm saying? He's done these things.
Exactly, dude.
He's
That's why
done these
Brandon
things
hates
on the
him.
biggest stage. He's done these things on the biggest stage. And I think after coming back last week after having the worst half ever, he could have hung his head first playoff game, blamed it on that. He came out here and came back with 4 touchdowns. I'm just saying, I'm not saying they're going to win, but I'll take the 9.5. All right, Keith, next game, bloodbath, Giants, Philadelphia. Third time. They always say it's hard to beat a team 3 times. I don't agree with that.
No,
The Eagles won twice. Hurts has been injured, couldn't come back, whatever. But here's my thing. Is this a fake news or big time storyline? Jalen Hurts, you're going to come out in the press conference talking about, I got a bounty on me and they're going to come after my shoulder. Why would you announce something like that?
Why would I don't understand that? I don't understand that at all.
So is that big time storyline?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, that's big time, but he would even say that. He must
Right,
be
because he's
rattled.
thinking about
No, he might be saying it, he might be saying it for a reason.
Alabama guy right here.
Yeah.
He's taking up for his Alabama quarterback. But I see what you're saying, Brandon. He might be saying it because in case they try to do some cheap shots or whatever.
He's
He
trying to
might
get in the referee's ears is what he's doing.
Yeah, so Brandon might be right about that. So what do you think about that, Brandon? Because the Giants are 6-2 in road playoff games, which is the best in the past 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jones is coming off big games. Bet it was against the Vikings.
Yeah. This if Hurts is 100%, I think they're the best team in
He's
football.
off the injury report.
Yeah, I mean, if he's 100%, I don't see the game being that competitive.
Really?
I really
You don't
don't.
think either one of these games is going to be competitive at all?
No. I mean, they're going to have to pass to beat the Eagles. You can't even run on the Eagles.
I mean, people say that, but I don't know.
I mean, is Daniel Jones going to air it out?
Who's the Giants tight end?
I don't know who their tight end is.
Right now, dude.
I don't know who their wide receivers are. Richie James.
Exactly. And
he's going to be a key to that.
The Giants got like one of the worst run Ds, and the Eagles run the ball almost better than anyone. I think it could get ugly, I mean, but things can happen, but I don't see the Giants winning this one.
Okay. Wow. So you talk about running the ball. Derrick, if you had to pick, take your pick, this or that. Daniel Jones's rushing yards or Jalen Hurts' rushing yards? Who's going to have more?
Maybe Jones.
Jones, why is that?
He's going to be forced to.
Forced to.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. You agree, Keith?
Yeah, I agree with him.
But is that going to lead you to winning the game when you're forced to run?
It could. That makes the defense honest. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to run the way he usually does because of that shoulder.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because of that shoulder. And if you rely on Jalen Hurts to throw the ball a bunch of times, that's a recipe for disaster, I think.
I already told Brandon, I'm telling you, one of the 1 seeds are going down tomorrow. One of them are.
Well, which one do you think has the best chance, Keith?
Jacksonville.
You think Jacksonville has a better chance to beat the Chiefs than the Giants beat the Eagles?
I mean, I feel better about Jacksonville's offense. I don't know, man. It's tough. I mean, I don't want to say that because this division game, anything could happen.
You think the Jags offense is better than the Eagles?
No, you say better than Giants.
I just feel like one of them is going to go down, if not both. I mean, at least one of them is going to go down tomorrow.
Okay. Well, let's dive into it, Derrick. Let's dive into it right now. So the Giants are +8 on the road, coming off a big road win against the Vikings, who won 13 games. Yep. Playing against Philadelphia, who's arresting people injured, this and that going on. Who you got? Giants +8 or Philly winning at home?
I'm going to go against my instinct here, but I'm taking Philly at home on this one.
Philly at home. They're going to cover the 8.
I think they cover the 8. It's going to be tight, though. I mean, it's going to be a game. It's going to be a bloodbath, but I think Philly covers.
Okay. You agree, Brandon?
Yeah, I do.
Because you think it's going to be a blowout.
I mean, not a blowout. I mean, I think it'll be double-digit win.
Double-digit win?
You think by 10?
Yeah.
What do you think, Keith?
I hate 8-point spreads.
It's 7.5 right now.
5 point. 8 point for a reason.
5 point.
That sounds like a push. It sounds like they're going to win by 8. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just, I don't know. I would have to take the points just because it's the playoffs, and teams come and I just feel like the Giants are playing. They're coming off that big win. They're still hyped, fired up. So I think I'd take the points with the Giants.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'm taking the points with the Giants also because of what I've been saying about the Giants all year. I have no clue who their receivers are. I don't know how they keep winning. It's the trenches, offensive and defensive trenches, doing big things. And you got a quarterback on the other side, injury. He's already in his head thinking about it. I'm just
I
saying.
didn't know he said that. That's
he said it. He said it. Yeah.
That's awful.
That makes me nervous. That makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Because the other side, they're talking about our quarterback's an elite quarterback, which he ain't, but they're confident that he is. And the other one's talking about, oh, they got a bounty on me in my shoulder.
Like that's not a good look for him.
That makes me so nervous. I don't know. So, Derrick, if the Eagles, you picked the Eagles.
I took the Eagles. Yeah.
So if the Giants were to win, what would be the reason? Who can make a play for the Giants to do that?
I think it's going to be a team effort. I can't think of the guy's name right now. They got a tight end that they picked up that's pretty nice that they've been going to. I think it's going to just be like a team effort for them. That's why they win.
But that's what they've been doing.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a one standalone player. It's not going to be like somebody's going to have a breakout game. I think it's going to be by inches.
And that's what they've been doing, yo. What do you think, Keith? What has to happen for the Giants to win?
I think it's about coaching and play calling is what's going to win it for the Giants if it happens. I love their coach.
I do too, yo.
And I just think that's what it's going to come down to. Like you said, we can't name any of their receivers. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, Brandon. If the Giants were to win, is it strictly Barkley or is it something else?
No, they got to be able to pass the ball. It's got to be Daniel Jones and some receivers.
With his arm or legs?
With his arm. He's got to beat him with his arm.
Okay. And you don't think they can do that, right?
I think it's tough, man. I think it's going to be tough.
Y'all see me over here. Y'all see me over here clapping. Sorry, I'm watching the game.
Yeah. Buddy.
Memphis.
So I'm with you with the Giants. I'm with you the same way, but I think it's going to be that defensive front, that defensive line. They are causing havoc. They're doing things, and I think it's going to be turnovers. Miles Sanders, I think he can have a big game, but I think he can fumble a couple times. Jalen Hurts, I think he's going to have happy feet because of that shoulder and his mind games. Turn the ball over short arm because I don't think he's an elite passer anyway. So I think I'm worried about that a little bit. Plus, you playing somebody for the third time, they know your strategy, they know your instincts.
They're in his head.
You know what I'm saying? And you already talking about.
He's whacked them twice. They shouldn't be in his head.
I mean, yeah, but so what? So what?
I mean, do you think Hurts plays to that shoulder and favors it, keeps it
He's
hidden,
talking about
keeps it hidden to that side of the field, or do you think he goes out and puts himself on a limb?
No, I don't think he puts himself out there. That's the problem.
I do. I don't think his shoulder's bothering him. I think he's put that out there.
Why would you talk about
it? Rat poison. Just for them to go to target that shoulder, make them think something's wrong with it. I think he's crying
to the refs already. He's already smart. LeBron shit, crying already like, oh my God, look what they're doing to me. So the next time I go out there, I'm going to get some floppy shit. That's what I think.
Maybe.
You are Alabama. Brandon loves his. Everybody Alabama, Brandon.
But I got Alabama on both sides. Brian Dayball's Alabama coach. So,
yeah, but nobody knew that shit until you just said that shit. You know Jalen Hurts and shit, man. Come on, man.
I mean, he only played 1 year.
Don't try to be sneaky, dude. Don't try to be sneaky.
I think it's a tough game either way.
I think it's gonna be the toughest game of the weekend.
You think so? I mean, it could. I mean, it could turn into that. But
so here's the big one, Brandon. In my opinion, Cincinnati versus Buffalo.
Yeah.
Before we even talk about this show, Brandon, tell me why this game is not at a neutral site also. They already planning on the next game being at a neutral site with the Bills and Chiefs. If the Bengals would have won that game, they would have had home field over the Bills.
And that's what I thought. I don't know. I thought they had to do a coin toss or something.
No, that was with the Ravens about the division and all that crap.
Yeah.
This one,
why is nobody talking about that?
Maybe because the Bills had the biggest. Maybe the Bills had a better conference record. Is the only thing I think of.
No, but if the Bengals would have won that game,
they
would have had home field over them. That's why if they win and play the Chiefs, they're going to be in a neutral site. So you already forecasted.
Well, you already know, yeah.
So you already basically telling me the Bills, we're gonna do whatever it takes for the Bills to win. So number 3 can be even big time story.
Exactly. That's why they already have a site set for KC and Buffalo.
Is that why they screwed your team last week?
They clearly screwed us when we got the first down. Told us we did, and said it was 4th, and we got
Oh
another
man, we're
game.
still talking about this.
I mean, dude, you think they was gonna let us win that game?
nah.
Y'all were lucky to even be close in that game. I want to hear that shit.
And we
would
were.
have had
So
a
they
better
said,
game than that.
Let me ask you a question. Do they not measure for a first down anymore in the league?
Yeah, especially that close.
Yo,
right?
I don't understand why they didn't do that.
They didn't do that. They didn't go to replay.
But I've seen that
And
with a lot.
Singletary didn't get it to ice the game.
I don't think he got the first down.
And they was just like, okay, he got it. Because the Dolphins can't win this game.
I don't think
That's all that was.
I'm with you with that. So with this neutral site thing, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
understand what's going on. So,
I don't know.
so Derrick, is this fake news or is this big time storylines? Because the Ravens sacked the Bengals 4 times, only allowed 51 rushing yards. Now you're telling me the Bengals are going to not have their left tackle and they're not going to have their right guard captain.
They're down like 3.
Is this
offensive
big time
linemen.
storylines?
I think it's big time storyline.
I think it changes the game. Why is that?
Yeah.
I mean, because you have those O linemen off, and this is, I think they've got 3 total for the year, right? And you got a left side and right side out from just the last game alone. So I think now you're playing into your backups, you're deep into the playoffs, and I think it's a huge
change.
It changes a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Keith. So we always talk about legacy and we talk about different things. So Josh Allen, we've seen how great he's been coming up.
Just ask Tony
close to the
Romo, bro.
playoffs. And then we see Joe Burrow changing the whole culture and franchise of the Bengals. Whose legacy is more in need for this win, in your opinion?
I mean, I'm gonna say Allen because
I knew you were gonna say that because you love Allen. I should have never started with you. Go ahead.
No, but I'm saying it is because I mean he played a perfect playoff last year and his defense let him down. That's why they're on a mission this year, dude. This was to me this is the easiest year to pick a champion ever.
Did that look like a championship team that barely beat a third string quarterback?
Yeah, it looks like a championship team to me that played.
Well, I mean, with the rest and everything, I guess.
Brandon,
I
let's
mean,
go.
we can make a case for all 4 teams or in the AFC about their flaws and everything else. I feel what you're saying, Keith. I feel what you're saying. But Burrow went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Allen ain't
already.
there yet. So, Brandon, who do you think in your opinion?
It's important for him to win this game.
It's more important for Allen because if he can't do it now, when will he ever? You know what I mean?
I feel you. I like that. So when we look at it. So if we had to start a whole franchise around one of these 2 guys, because we always talk about, when it was Peyton Manning and Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady and all these things, Ben Roethlisberger.
I never said that about Phillip Rivers.
Y'all better stop with that shit.
I love Phillip Rivers though, man.
Y'all better stop that. He's a Hall of Fame. Anyway, if you had to pick one of them to be your quarterback for your franchise, who are you starting to do? Burrow or Allen?
I'm taking Burrow because if you look, we're talking about the offensive lineman being out. Same thing happened going into the Super Bowl for them, and my man went off. Like, I mean, he's just got it, and he's young, and I like Burrow. I think
now he does have more weapons than Josh Allen.
Yeah,
I will give him that. What do you think, Keith? You had to
I'm going with Allen, dude, because I just think Allen's just a phenomenal athlete. He can get it done with his legs. He throws the prettiest pass you've ever seen, dude. He looks like he's throwing a baseball.
He throws the prettiest interceptions I've ever seen. Go ahead, Brandon. Who are you picking?
out of those 2, I'll probably go with Allen just because he's a dual threat.
All 3 of y'all pick Allen over Burrow?
No, he picked Burrow.
Let me tell you
I
something.
pick Burrow. What are you talking about?
Oh, you pick Burrow?
I'll pick
If
Burrow.
I'm starting the franchise and I'm taking one and building my team, I'm gonna take
Let me
Allen.
tell you why it's Burrow. Let me just tell you one reason, okay? Because to get to a certain level, you have to have a certain mindset and moxie to yourself. I've seen Josh Allen just go out here mad, pissed off.
He's a
Can I
punk.
get the mouse producer? I mean, this guy sitting back, chilling. I can't even get this off the screen so I can see myself. We know I can see myself. But let me finish what I was saying. In the game last week, case in point, he throws a pick, and the defensive player pushes him a little bit, and he's just like this. He ain't even trying to hurt him or nothing. He gonna push him, start a fight, get penalty flags everywhere, and walk off the field. That's what I'm saying. If you got like that, when you make a mistake, You could cost your team. Burrow is Joe Cool smoking cigars, fur coats. He's relaxed, chilling. And when you're like that, when your leader's like that, your whole team is relaxed, chilling. They're not going to be antsy and blow big leads like Josh Allen. I'm going with Burrow.
That's what I'm telling you. My man went
Well,
on.
I can't wait for that game.
Let's get to it.
That's gonna be the
9
game.
minutes. So Bengals plus 5.5, Brandon. Who you got and why?
I got the Bills winning, but I'm taking Bengals with 5.5.
So close game. Close game.
Close
We
game.
finally got a close game in your opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Keith. You agree with that?
Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Close game. I'm hoping. I'm worried about it a little bit, but I think the Bills are going to pull through.
Why? Because of talent or the refs
I mean,
or the
just
nation?
that home field and just
I just think Burrow can't stand back here and hold the ball forever, and like he does a lot, and he's gonna get sacked.
God, I wish they had Von Miller.
Fuck Von Miller.
I see what y'all saying. What you think, Derrick?
I think the Bills win, but I'm gonna take points with +5.
So everybody's saying real close field goal
+5
game.
pass, sorry.
So if we're saying it's going to be a real close game like that, and a field goal could change the game, why wouldn't you take the stud kicker that was a rookie last year, killing stuff for the Bengals to pull off the win? You see what I'm saying? Y'all, everybody said this. Close game, 5.5. We taking that.
Yeah.
Field goal games, I'm taking the best kicker. I'm taking the best kicker, and he belongs to the Cincinnati Bengals. That's what I'm taking. Because you want to know why? When the chips are on the table, Leslie Frazier always folds. Leslie Frazier folds.
Yeah.
And he should have been fired when he blew it against Kansas City. I don't know. So we got
So you're
7
taking
minutes.
the Bengals to win the game?
Bengals win the game. Money line. Money line, Bengals win the game. And I'm taking the under because the over is way too high, but we're not talking about that. All right. Last game, 7 minutes, guys. 7 minutes. The Dallas Cowgirls. They're playing against the 49ers. And there's 4 points for Dallas. You know what I'm saying? The 49ers.
Niners.
Let me ask you one question real quick. Let me ask you one question, Keith. When we talked about the Eagles, and everybody was talking about the Eagles when they were undefeated, everybody was like, oh, they ain't played nobody. They ain't done nothing, right? Everybody was saying that, right? The division almost made the playoffs. So they hadn't played the damn division, right? The 49ers division is horrible. They beat 2 teams that was at 500 or above, which was my team and Brandon's team. That's it. That's all they beat. I know their defense is official, but if you're playing against JV squads, of course you're gonna look official. So do you think that's like a blurred vision, or do you think that the 49ers are really for real?
I think the 49ers are really for real. I think the Super Bowl is coming out of this game. And I think the Niners are for real. But you know what I've already picked for the whole year.
Yeah, we know. And that shit better not fucking happen, dude. America's team versus America's new team. That would be just drastic.
Rematch 30 years ago.
Brandon, since you love dogging on coaches and everything, D'Amico Ryans has been doing interviews all week.
Yeah.
Why is somebody talking about that? Do you think that's a big time deal that he's not focusing on that? Because that's the strength of their team. I know they got playmakers on offense, but the defense is the catalyst.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone. I think he's going to Houston. He's definitely getting a job. But yeah, it's a big deal. They should have waited, or he should have been like, no, after I'm done. You know what I mean?
I agree with you totally. I agree with you totally. So kickers. Dallas is kicker. We already saw what he did last week.
So hold on. So the thing is, my man was fire all year, and he had
he was my fantasy kicker.
He did bad one game, and now even the fans.
It looked a little bit suspect, didn't it?
Huh?
Looked how you missed that man extra point. Huh?
Yo, it was in his head, yo. So they got a new kicker.
Somebody's in his pocket.
Kicker, whatever. Is this a fake news? It don't matter, or is this a big time storyline?
I think it's big time storyline. I think they do it, and I think it's a bad move for them. I mean, the man had a good season, and you have one bad game, and I understand it's a playoff game.
Oh, wait, he's not kicking for him?
He is the kicker, but they brought in another guy.
A backup.
You know what you're going to see going for 2-point conversion.
And that can get in his head even more.
Exactly.
Nah, he's gonna have a ball out game. Watch.
The worst position that you could ever fuck up in
is kicking the ball.
Is a baseball pitcher and a field goal kicker for and you could tell me this dude had a horrible missing extra points and now you done brought in somebody else, that might really fuck you up in a tight game.
Nah, he's been kicking
talent
all week
everywhere.
working on that shit.
I mean, but you're hoping so, Disney Channel guy. I mean, you are a Disney Channel
Disney Channel
guy.
guy.
You will make the best out of everything. I love that about Keith. He will make we got the coronavirus, but that's okay. We're still alive. It could be worse. I love Keith. He will do that to you. Yo, I love that. You know what I'm saying?
Positivity, man, right?
So here's my thing, Keith. Tell me why Jerry Jones said after that big win against the booty ass Bucks, he said, I compare them to the 90s dynasty teams of the Cowboys. Why the hell is he saying something stupid like that?
Because he's feeling it. He's feeling them going to the Super Bowl, and it's taking him back to that feeling that he had 30 years ago. So he's
feeling
just saying that.
Yo, girl, he ain't feeling no feeling about this team. Come on, man. Really?
Yeah.
You really believe that?
No, I don't believe it. He believes that they're like the same or as good, but I feel he's getting that feeling back that he feels he's going to roll to the Super Bowl with him. That's why I think he's saying it.
I got you.
Because I do too.
I know you do. Brandon, we got to go real quick. If we had to pick this or that, Purdy, who has not thrown an interception since he started, Dak Prescott, who's been throwing interceptions everywhere. Last week, he threw no interceptions.
Right.
Who's going to throw an interception this week?
Dak.
Dak will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's
They
get
both might. They both might, but Dak definitely will.
I got Purdy because I've seen him almost do a bunch of them.
Yeah.
All right, Derrick. +4 for the Cowboys. Who you got and why?
I'm taking Niners.
Why?
I'm taking Niners money line.
Well, they're up. They're favored by 4.
Favored by 4.
Yeah, they are. Sorry, they are. They're -4. My bad. I'll take Niners -4 all day.
Why?
I just because I hate Dallas. Just to be honest. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I hate both of these teams equally.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Niners are just a more dynamic team. I think Dallas definitely has some weapons, but I just think the Niners are going to show out. Purdy's out there to win.
Who you got, Keith?
I got Dallas money line.
Why you got Dallas?
Just because, man, I like the Micah Parsons. I like Tony
Nick Bosa.
Pollard. I just like
CMC.
they're a well-balanced team, yo. Dallas
And the
is
49ers ain't?
I didn't say they weren't, but I just have this feeling about Dallas, dude.
All right, Brandon, who you got and why?
I got San Fran cover.
Covered it. Why? Who's the reason?
They have the way better coaching, and
I was gonna ask that, Shanahan.
And
Because they both
I don't
failed
trust
this-
Dak to not turn the ball over. So
I'm with you. I agree with you. I think that they both have running games. Eli Mitchell, CMC, Tony Pollard, Zeke. They both got a tight end. I think Schultz is an underrated tight end.
Yeah, he's good.
Who's gonna be re-signed? Kittle's coming through, baby. But then you look at Debo, who's the ultimate Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Ayuk has played to the standard of CeeDee Lamb. I mean, lately, he's right there with them.
Yeah.
You talk about Parsons, you talk about Nick Bosa. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I
think it changes next week though when the Niners have to play a road game.
I hope the 49ers win because I would not want to see Dallas Cowboy fans and either or Eagles and Giants fans. That would be the worst. I won't get on social media at all because that would be the worst.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, fellas! Thank y'all for hanging with us with the technical difficulties. Rellism Raw Sports Talk episode 151 part 2. Good luck. Divisional round starts today. It's today now. It's late.
Let's go.
Appreciate y'all hanging with me.
We're back next week to talk about it.
151. Keith, I hope you're right about the Jaguars. Hope you.
I hope so.
Joe Burrow, baby. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Show, boys.
All right, man.
I like